I'm with Shalome Bassett. She's the principal scientist at Fonterra's Research and Development Centre here in Palmerston North. Having a chat with Shalome about genomic sequencing. It sounds complicated, but it's a fairly new area of research and a tool here at Fonterra that Shalome and her team make extensive use of. If you were describing genomic sequencing, Shalome, how in simplest terms would you describe it?
Well, Richard, I think it's one way of making the invisible visible.
Right.
So we're able to take the DNA sequence or almost the entire DNA sequence of an organism, and by that we're able to use that information to tell us whether it might have some interesting health benefits, whether or not it's a potential problem in our factories, so if it's a food spoilage organism, and we're also able to look at whether it might have, if it's a starter culture, for example, we're able to look at whether it might have some interesting texture qualities in a cheese or give us some new flavour profiles. So we're really able to take that DNA and really unlock some of the mysteries behind what it carries.
Right. And you've got quite a library of cultures here from almost 100 years of cheese making and yogurt production and all sorts of types of dairy production that you can go back and see what's in there, can't you? Are you finding many surprises in there?
Well, we are actually. We've got a big culture bank here of over 40,000 strains, as you know. And so we've been slowly chipping away at those, getting some really interesting results coming out. So from that work, we've been able to identify strains that potentially have some interesting health benefits. The first of those are going into some human studies early next year, and hopefully that will help us to be able to realise our ambition of bringing new strains, at least one new strain to market every year. But also we're able to look at how different are our strains compared to the rest of the world. And so that's an interesting piece of work that we've just done recently with 500 of these strains. And what we've been able to show is that for most of the species that we've sequenced using whole genome sequencing, they're quite different to the rest of the world. So that means that's for our customers, for example, they're quite excited by the fact that new strains that we would bring to market will be different from other strains that are already out there. And we think that some of that is probably related to the fact that, New Zealand is a group of islands.
A long way away. Yeah.
Exactly. But we also think that it's related to the fact that we've got some different farming practices here. We've got a different climate. But we think that makes a very unique selling point. And for us, it's certainly very exciting.
And I guess if we talk about how to bring more value to milk, this is just another layer that you'll be unpicking to maybe make future claims that you can protect, because it's very much a Kiwi.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. I think it plays really nicely into that whole New Zealand story that we have and that grass-fed story.
Awesome. No, good to hear. Good luck.
Awesome. Thanks very much.